Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway is not far away, July 11th, which is actually going to be on my birthday. So on my birthday, I get to see Max Holloway school McGregor and knock him out early. That's how I see this fight going. I'm super surprised how many people have picked Conor or leaning towards Conor or saying, you know, at 170, it makes it a lot more interesting. I might eat my words, but I really fucking don't think that it makes it interesting. I think that Conor McGregor has been out for 5 years. His last win was in 2020, early 2020 in January against Cowboy Donald Cerrone, who is a good fighter, but let's be honest, it ain't like some crazy win. Then he got rocked by Dustin once, and then he got beat by Dustin again, but it was actually due to a leg breakage where he broke his tibia and fibula. Those injuries are really hard to come back from. And as well, he has had 5 years out, not sitting there training, reflecting, becoming a better man. He's been out there partying. He's been battling women in court cases. He's been punching random people. He's been beefing MGK. These things are like, I just feel like it is absolutely laid up to Max. This is so laid up to Max. Like, Max has every advantage in this fight. The only advantage he doesn't have is he's slightly smaller, but Conor's got a cut to 170 and Max is probably not going to cut at all. Maybe a couple pounds, not a real cut. Like, he won't be starving at all. He'll be good to go. We see Max Holloway as some washed fighter because he got dominated by Charles Oliveira, but styles make fights. While Conor has been rehabbing his injury, Max has been out there fighting. He's fought 8 times and won 5 of them. So to say that Max is washed up, it's just not. If this was anybody else, no one would be giving him a chance. But the fact that it's Conor McGregor, everyone's giving him a chance. And I understand, like, I would love Conor McGregor to come back, beat Max, beat Justin, become the title holder. It would be fucking crazy. 1, I would like it because of the storyline. But 2, I'd like it because it is just better when Conor McGregor is about. Let's have it right. But Conor doesn't ever look the same anymore. Like, in his recent interview with Ariel Helwani, he's there and he's all stumbling through sentences. And I can kind of see the elegance through the stumbling. When you listen to Conor McGregor from 2015... he is so articulate. He speaks so well. He is so focused. He is just a shell of the man he used to be. And you can see that even just through him talking. Now, granted, I haven't seen him fight in 6 years or 5 years. But come on, man. He's not going to be able to do this. I don't see any way. In fact, I feel like we're going to go in there and we're going to feel sorry. You know, when you like step on an ant or something, you're like, oh, like it's sad, but it's not that sad. That's what this is going to be like. Conor McGregor is going to get absolutely fucking schooled in there. Max Holloway is going to be popping a jab, kicking his injury, low kicks, high kicks, in and out, moving fast. I think Max is going to go out there and put a fucking pace on Conor McGregor. That would be the smart thing to do. Shock him early, like straight back into a fight with Max Holloway is like the worst fight he could have picked. There's worse fights out there, but it's up there for worst fights. Max, I don't feel like he will be disheartened from these... From the theatrics that come from Conor McGregor's side. I feel like he'll be able to withstand them. He doesn't let a lot get into his head. He's about fighting. He knows that he's a talented guy, and he could put himself back on the map. He shouldn't be off the map, but he technically is. He's going to put himself back on the map in a big way if he gets a KO over Conor in like, what, 1 round or 2? Also, let's not forget that Max Holloway has knocked out and schooled over 5 rounds the current lightweight champion in Justin Gaethje. I hear people go, oh, well, it's only because he did that spinning back kick and broke his nose. Yeah, it is only because of that. But guess what? They're in a fight. It's not like someone from the crowd poured a bottle of water on the canvas and Justin slipped and then Max TKO'd him on the ground. Then, yeah, I would be like, fair enough. That's an outside source that's disrupted the flow. But Max disrupted the flow with fighting. He broke his nose. I think that really helped Max in the fight. And he didn't just school him over 5 rounds. He schooled him over 5 rounds and then knocked him out stiff. Took so many decent shots of Justin as well. I kind of feel like he's going to be able to take the shots off McGregor because I feel like McGregor... his timing's going to be off. His footwork's going to be off. His stamina, his self-belief, everything is going to be off. Like, if you're going to beat a Conor McGregor, now is the time. And the only matchup for Conor McGregor right now, which he has a chance of winning in lightweight, is Michael Chandler. I feel like he should have waited or called for that fight. They should have got that fight on because I think that's a 50-50 fight. In fact, I might even lean towards Conor because Michael Chandler... his latest performances or his overall performances in the UFC have not been that great. He's had a few good ones, like his fight with Justin. He was in that and he looked pretty decent. Ever since that fight, he's never looked great again. And I think that was the fight to make for Conor. And now him going against Max, a guy that's been there, done it, tested, fought all the best guys, except from the Dagestanis. And he's done really well against everyone. I don't think Conor is going to go in there with his normal speed or timing. I think it's going to take a while to work out. Conor McGregor puts a lot of sparring footage out there for the world to see, but he's always sparring nobodies. He's always sparring nobodies. I don't think Conor McGregor's camp is there to be too brutal. I feel like it's more there to build him confidence. A lot of people are doubting Max, and I feel like they're blinded by the love of Conor, and I understand that because like I've said before, I do want Conor to win this. It would make it so much more entertaining. It would be crazy because now Conor McGregor's right in there, especially if he put on like a really decent performance. But to beat Max over 5 rounds, Conor's got to finish him. And if you know Conor McGregor, you know he's got to finish him early, because that gas tank is not going to last. It might last against someone like Nate or Cowboy, even though he schooled Cowboy in a round. But let's say Nate, he went 5 rounds with Nate at 170. But Nate is no Max Holloway. Okay, Nate is no Max Holloway. Max Holloway could go 10 rounds with Conor. And he just has to avoid that one shot. Max is going to do an absolute fucking number on Conor, and this will not be close. How can you disrespect Max like that? He's got a win over the lightweight champ, and he's been active fighting people like Volkanovski, fighting people like Charles Oliveira. He's been fighting people like Dustin Poirier. He hasn't just been bumming it about. He's been taking big names, and he's been doing really well and looking really good. Don't let the Charles performance fool you. Conor McGregor could not do that to Max Holloway. He will not be able to replicate that. And I don't think, even if he could, I don't think he even would. I think he's going to try and stand there and catch Max coming in. But Max won't be there, I don't think. I think Max will be able to evade and hit and evade and hit. If this was the other way round and Max Holloway had been out for 5 years, his last 2 fights were knockout losses, don't count the third one, but whatever. And he also had a drug addiction, an alcohol addiction. He was a billionaire. He's got all these court cases, which takes mental tolls on your brain, filled with trauma almost. And he was going in there against Conor, who'd been fighting and won 5 out of his last 8. No one would give him a fucking hope. And I understand Conor is the guy to come back and do it. And I know we've had upsets this year. It is the year of the upset. Justin Gaethje beating Ilia Topuria, Sean versus Hamza. But Sean versus Hamza and Justin versus Ilia, I think they're less of underdogs than Conor is against Max. And hopefully, and maybe he proves me wrong. Maybe he goes out there and he looks like vintage McGregor, but he's not going to. He couldn't beat Dustin Poirier 5 years ago. So I don't think he's going to be able to fight Max Holloway now, or beat Max Holloway now, sorry. Okay, that was prime Poirier, but I don't think Max is necessarily out of his prime. What he did to Justin 2 years ago was impeccable. What he did to Dustin was pretty fucking good. I know it was like Dustin's last fight, but Dustin will always be Dustin. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a fucking warrior, and he went in there to win in his hometown. He had advantages there. But Max just schooled him and he looked lightning quick. The only way you beat Max over 5 rounds is if you dominate him in wrestling. I can't see Max winning, except for Volk, of course. But I'm saying, like, in this lightweight division, I think no one's really going to school Max 5 rounds kickboxing. It's unlikely. And Conor's got to time the most perfect shot ever after all that stuff I've just listed off. I give Conor a 99.9% chance of losing. He has a 0.01% chance of catching Max perfectly, like all the stars will line up. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I can't see it happening. Nevertheless, I'm excited to see this fight. It's on my birthday. I've got to wake up and see Conor McGregor get knocked out, which is sad to see. But it's still going to be a banger fight. The undercard too is pretty decent. But let me know what you guys think. Is there a way that Conor can get this done? I don't think the weight difference... I don't think the weight class makes any difference. I really don't. Not against someone like Max Holloway. Not enough to close a gap on someone who's been fighting non-stop for 5 years, where you've been partying non-stop for 5 years, and the last 6 to 8 months you've had some revelation and you've come back to the light and all this. It's 5 years too late. And I don't even know if I'd pick Conor to beat Max 5 years ago. Who knows? But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one.